Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 2. My melody guitar books focus on learning how to read and play melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but you're going to get a lot more out of this if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. We're on page 5, and in this lesson I'm going to show you the first line E. At the top of page 5, we have a new note. This is the first line E. Remember, we number our lines and spaces from bottom to top, and that E is the first line on the bottom, so first line E. You play it on the 4th string, 2nd fret, 2nd finger. It's right next to the F you learned in the lesson before. Next to that new E, we see a string of notes. These are all the notes you've learned so far, including the notes from Melody Guitar Book 1. So we have our new E and our F on 3rd fret. Those are on the 4th string. G and A on the 3rd string. That's open and then 2. B, C, and D on the 2nd string. That's open, 1, and 3. Then E, F, and G on the 1st string, that's open, 1, and 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Number 4 on page 5 is in common time, 4 beats per measure. The quarter note gets the beat, and we have a pickup note here, so you would count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You want to make sure you look through your music for repeats. We do have a set of repeats in the last line. The last 4 measures repeat, so we do those 4 measures twice. At the beginning, we have your new E to an A. Those are on the same fret but just on different strings. So you could either collapse your finger to play the A, or you could put 2 fingers down, even though normally you play the A with 2nd finger. So we have E to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, always counting through the long notes. We have the E again, E, A, B, C, D, E, 2, 3, 4. Jumping up to our G at the top of the staff. We have some skips here, so we have G, E, C. Be ready for those skips. G, E, C. Then the next line we have a D, but then we go back to a C. So the C you played at the end of the first line, keep your finger down there while you play the D at the beginning of the second line, and then you just have to lift that finger up, and you're all set to go for that C again in the second note of that line. Now A, C, G, or B, excuse me, G, A, need to learn my notes. A, C, B, G, A, and now we have your new E, then your old E. E, E, 2, 3, E, E, 2, 3, E, up to the E again, but now we have some stepwise motion. E, D, C, D, E, 2, 3, and then to your new E on the first line. E, A, so you can do that little collapsing thing again. E, A, C, B, A, C, D. Now, I find that some of my students have the bad habit that I break them of eventually of playing that A with your first finger. You don't want to do that, because if you do that, you're not going to be ready to play your C. And here's a good example why. We have A, C, B, then A right to C. Now it's going to be tricky to do that if you're using first finger, and then jumping over with your first finger on the C. You can do that when you're playing slowly, but as soon as you start trying to play faster, it's going to be hard to do. Anyway, so we have A, C, D, D, C, A, G, A, 2, then we repeat. One, two, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, ready, play. Number 5 at the bottom of page 5 is in 3/4 time, so we have 3 beats per measure. You always want to make sure to look through your music for repeats. We have a repeat with the first and second ending. So notice at the last line, we have that backwards repeat with the first and second ending. That's going to take us back to the third measure of the second line. So we go back to that upper F. Remember, when we repeat the second time through, we skip the first ending, jump right to the second ending. Now we start off with an E, C, and then A, and then E. Then we jump around back up to a C, B, A. A lot of jumping in this one. E, C, A, E. Now, one thing that can make this easier, if you've learned how to play your A minor chord, all of those notes in the first line, except for the B at the end of the third measure, belong in an A minor chord. If you've learned that chord, you can just hold the chord down and then pick the correct string. So we have E, C, A, E. That's all just holding down the A minor. Then we pick up to a C, have to lift your first finger to play this open B, but then that A, that dotted half note A, your finger's already down on that if you're playing an A minor chord. And then you can just put your first finger back down where it belongs in an A minor chord and play the same thing in the last 2 measures of this first line. And then even carrying on into the second line, the first 2 notes of the second line also belong to an A minor chord. And then finally you have to lift your finger to play that open B. Then we're on to an F, your upper F that is, on the top line, 5th line. So make sure you're counting through all 3 beats of these dotted half notes. 1, 2, 3, then E, 2, 3, C, 2, B, A, 2, 3. Beginning of the 3rd line, we have our new E again, 1st line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, counting very carefully when we're playing in 3/4 that we don't extend that quarter note. We don't want to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hear that a lot. You want to make sure you go right from beat 3 to beat 1 of the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have our repeat, so we go back to that F. 1, 2, 3. Do all that again. 2, 3. 2, 3. 3rd line again. Now we go to the 2nd ending. And what I did in the demo, when I played the 2nd ending, I played my A with my 2nd finger. Now, I didn't have my 2nd finger covering my E. If I had been planning ahead, I would have just mashed down both strings. But what I did instead, and this is totally valid, is to play A, and then 1st finger on the E, and then back to 2nd finger on the A. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Your assignment is to practice exercises 4 and 5 on page 5. Make sure you work on keeping a steady tempo by playing along with the video or play to a metronome so you can choose your own speed. And don't forget to order your copy of Melody Guitar Book 2. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 6 with a new time signature, 2/4 time.